And there was the blast, the traditional blast. Okay, welcome to this week's episode of Luv Subbin. And where are we?
We are in Duluth, Minnesota at the lift bridge here.
Yes, the lift bridge here is famous for bringing in ships to the Duluth Harbor. And there's a big one coming in
right now.
Right there that we're going to check out. Yep. It's also pretty cool in that they have a tradition of the captain sounding a horn, and then the lift bridge answers with its own horn. So
it should be fun to see.
Yeah, we're going to start off with Duluth here. We're going to talk about our campsite. We scored a great campsite on Lake Superior.
At 2 harbors.
And do some other stuff here in Minnesota. So
yep, should be fun. So we are here on a breakwater in 2 Harbors, Minnesota, on Lake Superior. And you can see how vast this lake is because 25 miles away is the other shore.
And that's actually pretty close for Lake Superior.
The
lake broadens out after that.
It is. And behind me, or actually in front of me, is a boat that came by our campground this morning.
And if you look, those are the coal docks. And the train cars, I actually saw a train coming to unload some coal, and they'll be loading that coal onto these ships. Hopefully they're loading that one stern first, because it looks like it's a little stern down. But these are the coal cars that are probably we saw coming from North Platte, Nebraska. They were saying we were heading east. This might be one of those stations. You can check out that video here when we checked out a 3-mile long coal train, probably broken up and dumping its load at the docks here. For that ship we saw come by our campground this morning, I used my marine traffic app to identify it as a Canadian vessel.
And it was carrying what?
It didn't say.
Okay.
But it was a Canadian vessel from going from Sault Ste. Marie, Canada to here, probably to pick up a load of coal.
Yep. So you can see there's a little bitty lighthouse at the end to mark the start of the breakwater. And it's a pretty effective breakwater. You can see the waves on this side.
It's maintained by the Army Corps of Engineers, according to the plaque up front.
And they actually had to move it, correct?
Yes, to make it bigger.
Because the ships got bigger, or they just need a bigger space. As you can see, this side is fairly calm. But we are getting some storms coming in tonight, so this might be indicative of that as well.
For years I've been watching the Duluth Harbor Camps live stream on their YouTube channel, so of course we had to sit there and get a screenshot of us standing in front of their webcam. We'll leave a link in the description below. So you can hear in the background they're talking. This ship is owned by a Bulgarian company, Nava Bulgar.
They are on their way to load.
And they are properly flying. You can see from the starboard yardarm the courtesy flag of the United States. The yellow flag means that they are quarantined. They are seeking pratique. And it looks like they're flying the hotel flag, which would mean a pilot is aboard. Lakers don't often have pilots, but that's for the American ones. Obviously a pilot is needed if they're coming in from Bulgaria. So the hotel flag on the port yardarm there will indicate that. Overall, Sin, how was that maritime activity?
Oh, it was pretty fun. America's commerce at work, right?
Yep. From trains to ships. We love all forms of transportation, don't we?
Yeah, and we did the flamping too.
Yep.
What's really nice about this museum is not only do you have the lift bridge outside, you have the museum inside, and the museum is for free.
Yeah. Army Corps of Engineers.
You did have to pay for parking though outside. We paid $8 for 6 hours, or you can pay $5 for 3 hours. But it's paid parking, but the museum itself is free. So the ship that's coming in tomorrow at noon, I think, is the Arthur M. Anderson, which was a boat that met up with the Fitzgerald before it had its big accident, and was coming out of Two Harbors as well.
Yeah, so it would have loaded its cargo at those same docks we saw yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
So when we were at Two Harbors and we saw the coaling docks, you can see how that would work here. You've got the structure that you see here. The trains will pull up. They will dump their coal into the hoppers and will come around.
Boat then lines up, and the hoppers empty into conveyor belts, which moves the product out over the holding tanks of the ship.
Yep.
And drops it in.
Yeah, so they get those little conveyor belts you can see. So that's how, I was wondering how that whole system kind of worked.
Mm-hmm. It seems really clever though, and then once the train gets emptied, they just take off and go get some more.
The parking lot here, yeah, I'm not sure I would have pulled my RV in, but you can see this guy pulled his fifth wheel in, so you can get some larger vehicles in. The parking was pretty easy.
It was pretty easy. We just followed the directions to the visitor center here.
Yep.
And that's sometimes a good way to go if you're visiting a city for the first time. We did that in Savannah, and it worked out very well for a larger vehicle.
Yep, it's a great place to park your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get, C?
I got the whitefish BLT without the tomato, and they came for fries.
So it has no bacon or tomato, but it's a BLT. Is that bacon?
No, no bacon.
And I got the fish taco with Lake Superior whitefish.
Fries are excellent.
So how was it, C?
It was very good. It did actually have bacon in it, and I've been really enjoying these fries, and I might try some thinner cut fries this time when I make my fries next.
So that's your takeaway from it. You always like to learn something from a restaurant, right?
And I'm gonna try maybe making it a little thinner cut fry the next time. We'll see if we can do that.
I'll tell you what, my fish tacos are some of the best around. Perfect, lightly breaded with panko, perfect coleslaw. Excellent.
Good deal. So this place is very dog friendly, so much so that they have their own special dog inspired brew that they can enjoy while you enjoy your beer.
Your dog can drink with you.
I think that's
cool
awesome.
That
is awesome.
This is easily one of the most brilliant ideas for a product I have ever seen.
And because so many of our viewers have dogs, this is a great idea to get your doggy 6-pack, and we'll leave a link at the description below.
Well, that place was certainly a contender for best brew pub, wasn't it?
Yes, we're gonna have to consider that one, depending on your love of fish tacos.
Yeah, the fish tacos here were probably the best, easily the best of the year. And I'm still not sure they beat the one in Sarasota, but...
but you can't beat, like, Lake Superior whitefish.
That looks stupid. Stinking wind. Man.
Hey, my hat looks cuter than yours.
Well, yeah. Alright.
Alright, so we're going to go down and check out this mural down here before we head back.
Duluth's got this beautiful little walk along the bay here.
Yeah, this is awesome. So, it's very quiet during the weekdays. So I think once the kids go back, it's going to be even quieter.
Yep. You know, we've said it a million times over that no matter where you go,
there's always something neat to see.
And you think Duluth, Minnesota, you're like...
there must not be anything there.
But this gorgeous hotel behind me.
There's a nice boardwalk along the lake.
A horse and carriage. I mean, this is really pretty.
People are taking those little
Surrey bikes, I think they call
pedal
them.
bikes that take you around like Disney World and stuff. So, I mean, there's lots of things to see down here.
Super nice.
Super nice.
Back at Two Harbors, and we're looking at one of the locomotives that they have by the iron ore filling docks. And what we found fascinating about these trains is that they were built in 1941 and 1943. But materials like steel were so important to the war effort. Obviously, everything went to the war effort. However, these trains, because of the need for iron, which is what Two Harbors filled the iron ore to take down to the plants in Cleveland and Toledo, these trains were listed as A1A war materials, or the highest level of importance to the war effort, and they're nicknamed the locomotives that beat Hitler. And you can see them, they travel here bringing the ore to the docks.
So we visited Promontory Point in Utah and saw the joining of the Transcontinental Railroad, but this is a very similar locomotive, and it's dated 1883. That was 1869, but they were still using the similar style locomotives.
Cindy said if you're going to have a locomotive, you want a locomotive that looks like a locomotive, and that locomotive looks like a locomotive should be.
I think so. It's a very classic looking one. And look at the train. It's got all the parts with the little red caboose and everything.
It's got the cow catcher up front. Okay, two little known facts here. Of course, 3M is a Minnesota company, which stands for Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing. And fun fact number 2, they got their start right here in Two Harbors, Minnesota.
In this little building.
So if you've ever used Scotch tape or sticky notes or whatever, one of the great innovative companies of the United States before moving off to, I think, St. Paul, got their start in this small little office building.
They must have switched from mining to manufacturing.
To sticky noting.
To sticky noting, yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our campground here at Burlington Bay Campground, which is a Two Harbor, Minnesota
City Park.
City Park, yes. And as you can see, we are right on the shores of
Lake Superior.
It is gorgeous. But I also have a phrase or a thing that I like doing whereby that's the Instagram and that's the reality. It's just campers parked.
Campground tents.
Yeah.
It's
so
pretty tight.
So, you know, we've got our chairs facing the lake. It's super nice. So, yeah, it's not too shabby.
The sites are on the shorter side.
Yes.
Just
so
be
this.
aware.
So you can get a big site. You can see over that way.
There's a couple of
There's
them.
like a big Tiffin motor home there. But our site was for 25 feet.
Yeah, just be aware there's some site restrictions on size.
So, but we got in on, you know, you can see we still have room, even though they said 25 feet was a maximum RV. I mean, we could have been probably 27, 28 and just pull the truck in sideways.
But you can see the next door neighbor's water post is really in our site.
Yeah, that's kind of goofy. That's a cool little camper right there, a Vista Buell. But that's an example of one of the smaller ones there. You really couldn't pull anything that big into something like that. It is water and electric. The water pressure was 95 psi, so we do have the pressure reducer on there.
And what was the solid count?
And it was 64, so that was good.
That was very good.
Yeah, just pretty much standard. Hookups were pretty level. I think we needed one block.
Yeah, we're pretty level. It's a gravel site. There are some prairie dogs running around. I think people have been feeding them, so they're pretty.
And if we walk this way, you know,
fearless.
if you were so inclined,
there is water access.
Yeah. I mean, I think the ice here melted last Tuesday, so it's pretty.
It felt a little chilly, right?
It's pretty chilly. I dipped my feet in it, but Lake Superior, it's Lake Superior. Okay, you're not in Key West, so it's a rocky shore. There's a beach over there. Shipping traffic has been lighter than I thought.
Yep, we got to go to Duluth and see some good
Yeah, you
shipping
saw that
traffic
earlier today with Duluth. But yeah, Burlington Bay. We were here for 3 nights. We scored this site
last minute.
Yeah, like the day before. So even though we've been thwarted many a times, you can find sites at the last minute, which we did. And we're off tomorrow.
Yep. So the
yeah, that didn't do too well.
the fire pit,
a solid D.
The fire pit review was not a good one.
So,
but you know, not a bad view.
Yep.
So it's nice.
Yep. And not too bad of a morning to wake up to with a freighter right in front of us, leaving Two Harbors with a load of coal for Canada.
So Rich is going to try to get a drone shot.
It says that there's a restricted zone nearby because there's a jail.
A jail.
All right, well, there you have it, Duluth, Minnesota.
And join us next week as we attempt to do the 12 days of Christmas in our Christmas special. Unless it turns out stupid and then we're going to do something else.
So if you like this video,
Give us a big thumbs up.
and if you think we've earned a subscription, click to subscribe.
And comment below if you've been to Duluth and what you enjoyed seeing there.
Because we come out with RV and Airstream related videos just like this one every Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.